Hi everyone, welcome to the last video in this Ivy series. We have the lamp to do. Now I've actually left the lamp till last because for me it's the most tricky, complicated one. Not to colour but to decide what to do with it. So anyway, I'm going to start with the little leaves. They're nice and easy. And then decide, as I say, it's not going to be complicated with regards to difficulty colouring. Oh, I've left a pencil out. I'll pop that away, or I'm going to get confused. But for me, trying to decide what colours to do it, oops, I just got sharpenings all over the desk. So starting with the leaves, I'm going to use the Chromium Green Opaque. Hard for you to see, I'm quite zoomed out. I want to keep the whole page, the whole thing in shot, so that I don't forget to keep moving the book. So I'm going to put a bit of this in the base of the leaves and then finish the tips off in a different colour. I've decided I'd like to do the lampstand in gold, so we'll do that. We'll do the key in silver so it's different. And then we've got to decide what to do with the shade. Obviously it's a Tiffany lamp, it's going to be very bright, so that's okay. I'm going to use the earth green yellowish for the tops of the leaves just to finish them off. I think give it a sharpen. And then we've got this magical looking background which is very pretty, and it's all got a match in. Got to think about what colour to do that as well. So that's where it becomes a little bit, I'm not sure what I'm doing, ground, but it's fine. I'll get there. Let me just get these leaves done because they're simple. I'm going to do the key next because again that for me is a little bit easier. Oops. And I'm going to use a cold grey and probably just one because there's not a big area to do, so I'm going to, rather than using several, I'm going to try and fade the one. So this is the cold grey 5. I think you need to see this. So I'm going to look at the key and think, where are the darker areas going to be? Here. So I'm going to start with a lot of layers here and then fade it out towards the centre of the key. And with this bit the same, darker here and fade it. And I want some white left for shine, like that. For this bit, I think there would be shadow here, but I'm going to put a dark at each end too. Just fade them towards each other and leave a bit of shiny shadow. And for this centre bit, I'm thinking either side of that ribbon or whatever it is. Fade it a bit here, but leave colour in that bit, maybe lighter at the bottom. It's probably not naturally where it would be lighter because of the way the shadow falls, but it's just the way I have coloured it. Now on the string we have these bits. I'm going to do those silvery coloured too. I feel that's a knot, not a, but I don't know. So I'm going to do that one dark around the outside, lighter in the middle. It's quite tricky with these, they're quite small, but I'm going to do the same with each of them just to continue that sort of silver feel. There we go. I think I will do that one in silver. Okay, and then this is a sort of string. Now you could leave it plain, but if you look at the way it's tied, it definitely looks like it's a ribbon, not a string. I think I'm just going to grab a pink. Think hard about the background. No, I'm going to leave it until I've decided what I'm doing with my background. Okay, so we'll come back out and we'll do the gold. Maybe we'll do it the bottom bit first. Now, oops, I'm just going to grab a few colours out for my gold. That one, that one. I'm not going to do too many because we haven't got a lot of space. I would normally do quite a few. I think we'll just do 4, like these 4. I'll talk you through them, so don't worry. I won't tell you them all now, we'll do it step by step. So I'm going to start with the Nougat for the darkest areas. And so we'll start right at the bottom of our lamp stand, and we'll just put a bit of Nougat here, like that, and here. Okay. And then we've got this bit. I'm going to do all the Nougat first. I find it much easier doing it that way and quicker. So I'm going to put it all the way on the outside like that and just gently fade it in. And the same on this one. Like that. Okay, I'm just looking at where we're at. Now this bit is too thin to do the same like here. I'm going to do darker, lighter, lighter and leave a white bit in the centre. This bit's too thin for that, so I'm going to do it a different way. I'm going to put my darkest bit here and here. And I can make it a little bit thicker because we've got quite some length there. But here I'm just going to do at each end just a little bit because we haven't got so much room. And here, look, we've only got a little bit, so that way. Okay, now let's move ourselves down. Oh, some post came through the letterbox and scared me. I'm going to see what it is. Hang on. Oh, sorry, back again. I just didn't want to be sitting here rushing because I wanted to see what my post was. I'll tell you about it as we go. A little bit there. We can take this quite a long way up because we've got to go all the way to the top here. I'm going to come out so you can see. We've got to, this piece goes all the way up and round there. So I'm actually going to take it even further than that. No, the post was some flooring samples, which I didn't open yet, and some chocolate, which again I didn't open, but lovely. I usually buy my chocolate from a local shop in town. We have a sweet shop, and I buy the 100% chocolate. I'm just trying to decide whether to do those 2 bits. I'm not going to do them with this darkest colour. I'm just checking I've done everything I want to do with this. I think so. So I'm going to put that one aside and grab my next darkest, which is the raw umber. Okay. I'm going to go over what we've done and take the colour further along. Yes, they haven't got it in stock at the minute, so I bought some directly from the company that makes it. But I managed to completely mess up. I put one in my shopping cart, went to my checkout, increased the amount by a few so that I got free postage, and then I'm sort of ignoring that bit, not putting shadow either side, and then press buy. But what I didn't do was click update cart. Oh dear, I'm not a good online shopper, not used to it. I like shopping in shops. You know, high street shops. Well, high street shops, I don't know the right word. A high street shop is normally a particular type of shop. Up we go. And now extending these bits. Obviously these are less, but no, I like it supporting the small local independent shops. But as I say, they didn't have any, so I just bought in bulk to get free postage. But I'm going in there soon because I need to buy some treats for my boys for their birthday. Their birthday's not until August, but I like to get in quite a few things beforehand, before they finish college or school. And when it was school, they didn't used to finish until sort of the end of July, but at college they finish a bit earlier. Just going to keep going with the same thing. Just extend this a bit. I want a fair space in the middle. because we need to leave some white. Yes, I haven't got so much time, but we'll see. I can always pop out and leave them here. They're 16. They don't have to come into town with me, so it's fine. And actually, I think it's this Friday. My husband's got the day off, so I might. Everything moved. My pencils are leaning on my book because of the amount of space I've got on the desk, and so everything moved. All the pencils moved, everything. The only problem with having a big tin of pencils, which although it's a fantastic thing and I feel very lucky, they take up so much room. Sometimes I'm not in the mood to be surrounded by lots of things, and that's when I get out my little tins, my 12 tin of Polycolours or something like that. Now I'm going to do these two with the green gold only because they're small. I want them to look a little bit different as well. I'm still going to leave a bit of space for yellow. I haven't really, have I? This is this yellow, 106, light chrome yellow. Okay. Now, like that, around here. I want to leave a little bit of white, but the light chrome yellow will add some vibrancy and warmth. So it's nice to put it over the top of everything. And because these are polys, not prismas, they don't act in the same way, so you can put them on top and they'll just gently lighten without making everything too different. I'm getting used to my prismas and realising that they are really different, and takes some getting used to, but that's fine. It's fun, it's learning, it's good to learn new things. Yeah, I think it's all very well having a hobby like this, which is so good for us, so relaxing, so fun, but I think we should also learn, keep learning all the time. I mean, we do by watching tutorials, by practicing, trying new colour combinations, trying different styles of artist, all those sorts of things, because apparently that's what helps with your mindfulness, is if you're slightly challenging yourself, it's more distracting if you're using it as a method to try to think about different things, you know, distract you. Green gold, I'm just gonna add a bit in because the transition of colour there is not quite to my liking. There we go, and here too. That's it. I'm just being fussy. What I am going to do is take my darkest brown, which is the Nougat, just do a bit of shadow across the bottom of here where those two bits meet, like that. It's just a little bit of fussiness, and here make it a bit darker in there and there. There we go. I'm going to stop fiddling with that now. Okay, now we're going to move up and do the main lampshade. We can come in a lot closer. Hold on, bear with me. My zoom is slowly zooming so you don't get sick. There we go. Now, Tiffany lamps, lots of brights, reds, pinks, blues, greens, I think. I'm not 100% sure, but anyway, I'm going to grab this colour to start with. Now, what I'm thinking is we want it to look like glowing glass. That's not easy. What I'm going to do is try something and see if it works. I'm going to use this as the madder, and I'm going to use it on these petal shapes at the top to start with. What I'm going to try to do is put a dark, really dark layer around the edge, and then fade it on that edge, fade it into the middle like that, and do the same on every one. And then I'm going to take a yellowy colour and put that in the centre of each piece that I colour, so it looks like it's slightly glowy, and I'm hoping it might give us the impression of light. Now you could leave them white. What I'll do is I'll leave them white to start with so you can see how they look, all of them, and then I'll add the yellow and you can decide whether you think it works or not. Okay, this is a new experiment for me, so I'm not sure if it's going to work either. So I figure if I do all the colouring first without the yellow, pop it in at the end, and then it'll be easier for you to compare and decide because you can see the whole thing done without it. So I thought I would make this bit look like petals as well. I don't know whether it's supposed to be petals or leaves, but I thought it'd be fun. Now often I think they have quite dark blues and purples. Let's have a look. But if I do, yeah, I'm just going to sharpen. Now where we've got these long pieces, I'm thinking maybe a stripe might work. So I'm going to use the bluish turquoise for every other one, and then a different colour for every other one, and but not too different. So I'm not going to go like blue and yellow or something. I'm still trying to do that fadey thing. That end one is really thin, but I can do it better on this one. So just less layers towards the middle like that. You can see what I'm doing. And sort of alternating, almost a checkerboard, but not quite, because obviously those aren't squares. I just thought it might be fun. I've got no idea whether any Tiffany lamp would ever look like this, but hey, it's my own design. Design is something I'm not really very good at though. Not this sort of thing, but I mean like my thumbnails and things. That's why I've decided to buy some software to help me with the layouts and things. I haven't got the patience to learn the software. I think we're going to do those two the same in the middle, like that. And I just can't do layouts very well. So I'm hoping that what I'm doing is sort of improving what I did before. Because I figured I needed some words on my pictures for my YouTube. I'm talking about my YouTube thumbnail, so if someone has my video suggested to them to watch, all they used to get was my finished picture. And if they aren't a colourist or whatever, they might not know what on earth it is. So I thought if I put a little bit of wording on there to explain, you know, what book it's from or what it is, that might help people to know what it is and then to perhaps to click. And I think it's a bit neater somehow. Now my next colour isn't going to be too far away from that one. I figure, whoops, that I use the Cobalt turquoise, so it looks different but not too different. I don't want it to look like a sort of tablecloth or something. I don't know why I think tablecloths look like this. Mine doesn't. My tablecloth is blue with white spots. A Catholicistan. But I've got to get a new one for the new kitchen. It's really very similar, isn't it, this colour? Now the reason I've chosen the greeny blues is because we're going to use some yellow. And I figured if it goes a bit green from the yellow, it's going to work. Whereas had I chosen a more purpley blue, let's say, it might have looked a bit strange. But anyway, we'll see. But yes, I need a new tablecloth when the kitchen's done, because that one won't match. Because we're going for deep heather, which is a sort of deep purpley pink, and a dark green. So I was going to go, I saw this night, I thought I might do the same sort of tablecloth, but pink with white dots. But we'll see. It's really a little bit early to be worrying about tablecloths when I haven't even had a meeting with my builder yet. Now, this is not looking very Tiffany-esque anymore, so I need a sort of bright colour. Or a green. I'm thinking it needs a green, some green. Maybe I'll do green in that background bit. Yeah, let's go for an emerald green. I'm thinking that will sort of work. Emerald green, you have to believe me. Again, we want to try and make our glowy bit, so lots of layers here, a bit less towards the middle. I think Tiffany lamps sometimes have orange and orangey yellow. We might do a bit of that as well. I love the beads on the bottom. There we go, there's that orange. Is it even going to work? Well, let's just do it. Let's be daring. This looks orangey, but it's actually like cadmium red, and I think it might be better than going for a really brash orange. Now these bits around here I can't really do in my style of lighter in the middle because they're so small, so I'm just going to go for them like this. And I think I might, we've got a little dot there, do this bit the same. I might just fade it towards the middle so we can put a bit of light on the centre bit, like that. Now what should we do? I'm thinking I just want a yellow in there. I'm going to grab the yellow I'm going to use for the glowy bits. This is the cadmium yellow. Oh, there you go. Now the beads. I'm thinking beads and ribbon might match. Right, there is what it looks like. I'm going to add my yellow now. Okay, so have a think. Everything goes green. But that's why I did this colour, because we knew that would happen. I mean, you might decide to do different colours for your pieces of glass that you think might look better when they glow. I'm happy with this. It's what I was sort of expecting, sort of glowy, greeny colour. There we go. Now the beads and the background. I still haven't really decided. I think so where is this? Lamp is in the Wonder Room. Pinks. I'm going to do a pink background, so I'm going to do the ribbon and the beads in purple. So I'm going to grab a mauve and do all the beads. Now they're very small. I'm not going to be able to do anything special. I'm just going to do them. And I know it's a really different colour to the rest of the lamp, but that's how I think they might have been. There are always quite a lot of colours in Tiffany lamps, and I'm quite happy with that mix of colour. But you know, you can choose what you wish. Now with this ribbon, can you see? And take the colour down to the centre and then up from the bottom and leave a paler bit, as if there's a bit of shine, because this ribbon is sort of satiny, silky ribbon, might have a bit of a shine, a little bit tricky there. Same on these bits. I'm going to try hard to just do a little bit less in the middle, like that. Now our background pink. Oh, I'm just going to wipe my nose. Now all these magical bits I'm going to draw on after, so I'm not going to worry about them now. And I've decided I'm going to go really mad with my pinks and use these three, which are the sort of Barbie pinks. I don't know why, I think it will just work. So I'm going to start with the fuchsia pink as the darker edge in the way that we've done with our other backgrounds. I'm going to zoom out, or else I'm going to forget to move the page because I'll start whittering on. And there we go. My book is underneath. I'll come in as closely as I can. There we go. So I'm just going to start layering and layering, really. It doesn't really matter how far you take your fuchsia pink into your page, but just make it as consistent as you can. It's not massively important. Just sort of fade it a bit as you come in. Now, I don't think I'm going to do a glow under the light in the way that I did over here. I think I'm just going to draw the background around it and just ignore it. It's just a different approach, and you can decide then what you like. You can see hopefully that I'm putting more layers here and then just one as I go in to sort of fade. I have decided on what I'm doing for the border, by the way. When I, what was that? Oh, I popped down to make a cup of tea and decided, but just before I started this, I am going to do black pen. I think I've got one here. That might be a blender. No, I don't. So a black pen, I've got, yes, I have got one in here. I'm determined to find it. There we go. Now this is a Jelly Roll Sakura that I was given, and I think that's just a plain black. I've got a glazed pen which I thought I might use, but I can't decide whether to use the glazed pen so it's a bit shiny, or whether to use the plain one and then put some glitter on top. I think I'm going to use the glaze, but you could use the glitter. If you haven't got a glaze, that's a good way around it. You could even use black pencil if you don't have a black pen. Of course, most people own a black pen of some description, but I'd be careful on what pen you use. I wouldn't use like a black biro. I don't know if you know what biro is, it depends where you're from, whether you call them biros. The ones that are just used for writing. Oh, like this sort of thing. Don't use that. But you use like a roller, an wet ink pen, I would call it, a light purple pink for the next bit. Yeah, so that's what I think I'm going to do. So black around each, so not all the way to the edge, just on this thin line, and then, oh, excuse me sniffing, and then yeah, black on the thin line, and then sparkly pen, or as I say, I'm going to just use my glazed pen. You might have a glazed one. It's just a shiny pen. Now we've got all these beads here and the colour to go through them. I'm going to do that now. Just gently around. It doesn't really matter actually if we colour over them because it's purple, it won't show up. I probably look neater that way. Take it down from here. Yeah, so what I will do, I'm not going to demonstrate my doing the lines because it is just a pen, just penning over it. But I will have a picture for you so you can see. Right at the end, my thumbnail will have that black done, but I think it's probably fairly easy to work out what it's going to look like. As an alternative, if you don't like the idea of doing black, because it's quite a stark hard colour, isn't it? You could do gold or silver. I think because of the other page where we've got all the monsters, if you've done it, well, even if you haven't done it my way, you've got monsters. I'm just going to bring that in a little bit this side. I think the silver goes better somehow, but that's just me. It depends what colour you've done everything. Okay, let's bring in the last pink. This is it the Pink Madder Lake? Just looking, yeah, Pink Madder Lake, and just going to try and neaten everything up really. Now the good thing with the polys is you know that there's not going to be any bleed through, so when you do these dots and stars and things, if you decide to do them in white, I haven't quite decided yet, you know that it won't bleed through and change colour. Now if you are doing white, you need to make sure you've got quite a lot of layers, because we're using a fairly pale colour here. If you have lots of white paper showing through, there's nothing wrong with that, but the white pen won't show up. So I found some people saying, I can't get a white pen to show up on my page. And I have a look at what they've done, and they've done a light pastel-y colour, and they've put it on quite thinly. And again, as I say, while there's nothing wrong with that, your white pen isn't going to show up. I think I'm going to use purple for my magical bits, not white. But I haven't 100% decided. I'd quite like a purpley sparkle. I'll have a think as I go. I don't want to do black because we've got the black border now, and also I don't think magic is black. Well, it depends, black magic I suppose, but this is supposed to be a friendly picture, you know, nice light of the lamp sparkling. It's probably supposed to be the lamp light that we can see, I don't know, but anyway. Though it goes all the way down to the bottom of the lamp stand, the little circles, so I'm not sure. Or whether, it's always hard to know whether Johanna had something in mind or if she just thought it would look pretty and didn't really consider the meaning. I think it's all open to interpretation anyway. But for me, I think it's a little bit magical. So I'm going to do it in a purple sparkle. Pretty much decided. But I haven't got a purple sparkle pen handy, so I'm going to make one. Well, I'm going to use a purple fine liner, she says, looking. I don't have one. No, I'm not. But I'll tell you how you could do one. You could use a purple fine liner if you've got one. I don't. And put a sparkly pen, just a plain one like I was using on other pictures here, just a plain sparkle on top. But my purple fine liner is next door, as is my purple sparkly pen, so I think as I've got to go and grab something, I'll just probably grab a purple sparkly pen. It'll be quicker than doing 2 layers to demo for you. I think this gold lampstand has come out quite well. I'm always pleased with how well gold seems to come out when I do it. I'm well practiced, but you're always never sure whether it's going to work. But, well, I'm never sure whether it's going to work. I think it's a confidence thing. And it's fine to be a little bit unconfident, but I think as long as you're willing to try, you know, nothing's always going to come out exactly right every single time. You know, my husband did something the other day that he was very proud of, in the sense that he did a picture, he painted it on a little piece of paper, and he didn't like it, and he kept messing with it, and he was layering up the paint, and in the end it just looked like a thick muddy mess, according to him. I didn't think, I thought it was okay, but you know, and he threw it away, and he said that's the first time he has ever been able to throw away something that he didn't like. Now, I don't like throwing things away. I like keeping them to learn from, and if you're doing it in a book, I don't want to rip the page out, but for him it was a big step to accept that he could do that. He could throw it away and he could have another go. So that was interesting, and he sort of felt pleased with himself. he had a lot of victories last week with regards to different things like that, where he stayed calm in certain situations and things like that. He's doing really well with his counselling and, you know, learning more about himself and trying to make positive changes, and that's good. Now you could have a go at burnishing this to make it look darker or better blended, but I'm just going to fiddle a little bit, but I'm okay with it. Our purple ribbon looks quite dark now, but that's alright. Okay, I'm going to stop the video for a minute and go and see if I've got a purple pen or what I'm going to use for this background bit, so hold on a minute. Right, I am back with a selection of pens just to show you a few options. From the start, I've got a purple Posca. That would probably be an idea to use. I'm just going to swatch it on the paper. Oh, it's not going to come out very much. Hang on. There we go. Come on, purple Posca. Never do this up and down movement on your book because it can splodge. So there's the purple Posca. Here's a Staedtler fine liner. It's got a tiny number on it. It says F+6. There. See, it's darker. It's a darker option. There's a blue Posca if you want something blue. I don't think that's going to work at all. That's another option. And then I've got these Castle Arts pens. I have got this one, a nice purple. One of these is metallic. I think that's a purple metallic. I can't really tell. This one is a purple glitter pen, and this is a slightly lighter. No, it's got a slightly lighter packaging, but that one, I'm going to go for that one. Let me turn it to the light. You can see the different sparkle effects and things. I'm going to do a sparkly one. So that is all the pens that I had that I was choosing through. So let's zoom back out so I don't leave you behind. Whoop, it's coming. There we go. You can hear the, I don't know if you can hear the camera. It starts to make a noise. So I'm just going to go over all the stars and dots, and then I might add a few more if I feel like I want to. So I've just noticed there's quite a few pencil crumbs on this page. I should have brushed them off, but I'm not going to do it now. That could be a bit of a mistake. Now if you want your beads to shine, you could put a sparkle pen on there as well. I wouldn't use this colour. I would use either a paler purple if you've got one, or just a see-through sparkle pen. I've just noticed that I've missed a bit there. There we go. So that is my sparkly pen, and that's all I'm going to do for that particular one. And I quite like the look that it looks like it's quite bright in the lamp, as if it is shining, so that's nice. And I've got this Sakura glaze pen which I'm going to use for all the black. I'm going to do that off camera and then take a photo of this page for you at the end of the video. But the double page will have this as well. I'm going to do it on both sides. I'll take a picture of the double page as well. Actually, I can show you both at the end of the video, which I think will be nice for you. Oh, excuse me. So that's the page done, which is quite sad. I mean, I know. Oh, excuse me. I just had a coffee. Some people colour a little bit behind the words as well. I like the words to really stand out and be very bright and white, but you could just do a little layer around if you want to. I'm not going to do that. But anyway, I'm going to go and just show you actually the difference between these two pens. See, they look really similar, but they're both Sakura. But this one says Jelly Roll, it's just a, whoops, sorry, you're blurred. This one says Jelly Roll, it's just black. This one says Glaze, and it's going to come out shiny, and that's the one I'm going to use. Okay, I'm going to go. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the series. I had great fun. It seemed to go really fast. I don't know, but I made quite a few of the videos on the same day, so it went quite fast for me. But I'm not sure what's coming up next. I haven't decided yet. Be a surprise. Possibly not a Johanna Basford, just something maybe a little different, but maybe it will be. Who knows? Tune in tomorrow and find out. But thank you so much for watching. I do hope you have a really lovely day and happy colouring.